Welcome to a journey into the darkest corners of mythology, where forgotten legends and terrifying beasts lurk in the shadows of ancient tales. In this video we're counting down the top 10 terrifying monsters of myth you didn't know existed. From bloodthirsty spirits hidden in remote cultures to nightmarish hybrids erased from mainstream lore, these creatures will challenge everything you thought you knew about mythology. Prepare to meet monsters that are more horrifying than fiction. Beings that once haunted the dreams of ancient civilizations. Hit that subscribe button, and let's uncover the chilling myths the world tried to forget. Joragumo, the seductive spider woman of Japanese folklore. In the heart of Japanese mythology, few creatures strike a more haunting balance between allure and terror than the Joragumo. Known as the Binding Bride, or Entangling Bride, this yokai supernatural entity is a master of deception. During the day, she appears as a mesmerizingly beautiful woman, enticing unsuspecting men with grace and charm. But by night, or once her prey is close enough, her horrifying secret is revealed. She is actually a monstrous, shape-shifting spider who traps her victims in silk and devours them slowly. This legend, steeped in horror, desire, and deception, has captured the imaginations of generations across Japan. But where does this myth come from? What cultural fears does it reflect? And why does Joragumo remain so enduring in the pantheon of terrifying monsters? Let's explore the eerie depths of her tale. Origins of the Joragumo legend. The name Joragumo is written with kanji that literally translate to binding bride or entangling woman. However, the word is also a pun on the name of an actual spider species found in Japan, Nephila clavata, commonly called the Joro spider. This golden orb weaver is large, brightly colored, and known for weaving strong, intricate webs. Female Joro spiders are much larger than males and sometimes consume them after mating, an unsettling habit that may have contributed to the folkloric transformation of this spider into a monster. Joragumo as a yokai first appears in Edo period literature and art, 1603 to 1868. A time when ghost stories and monstrous beings became popular in Japanese entertainment. Her myth was likely a cautionary tale warning against temptations, particularly sexual ones, and the hidden dangers of beauty and lust. The tale unfolds, beauty concealing the beast. The core myth of Joragumo follows a familiar pattern. A lone traveler or wandering samurai stumbles upon a charming, elegant woman in a secluded location. Often a remote village, an abandoned temple, or a forest tea house. She is mesmerizing. Her skin flawless, her eyes hypnotic, her voice like silk. She invites the weary traveler to rest, offering food, sake, and flirtation. The man, entranced by her beauty, lowers his guard and stays the night. He doesn't realize that beneath her delicate features and seductive charm lies a monstrous truth. As he sleeps, or in some versions after they engage in intimacy, the woman's form begins to shift. Her limbs elongate. Her eyes become multiple. Her mouth widens. Soon, the beautiful woman is gone, replaced by a grotesque, human-sized spider. From her abdomen, she spins a sticky silk thread, binding the sleeping man like a fly in a web. Slowly, patiently, she begins to feed, savoring the life force of her victim, sometimes over several days. The horror of the Joragumo is not just her monstrous appearance, but the betrayal of trust. The victim is lured not by force, but by desire, hospitality, and beauty. The web isn't just silk, it's deception itself. Variations across Japan. Different regions in Japan offer slight variations on the Joragumo legend. Here are three notable ones. 1. The legend of Joran Falls, Joran no Taki. One of the most famous Joragumo stories is set at Joran Falls in Aizu, Shizuoka Prefecture. According to local lore, a beautiful woman lives in the area, luring men into the forest near the waterfall. Many who visit the falls go missing. The tale tells of a wandering woodcutter who stops near the waterfall to rest. He feels a strange tugging on his axe handle, which is tied to a rope. Alarmed, he pulls back the rope and finds it sticky, covered in spider silk. Realizing something is wrong, he flees. Later, a priest is summoned to perform a ritual and confirms that a powerful yokai dwells in the area. After that, warnings are placed around the falls to deter travelers. Even today, signs at Joran Falls reference the legend of Joragumo, and the site has become a haunted tourist attraction. 2. The Burning Wedding. In another version, Joragumo falls in love with a young man and spares his life. She visits him often, and the man becomes ill, drained by her presence but too enamored to resist. His family suspects something is wrong and consults a priest, who gives them a charm to reveal the woman's true form. The next time she visits, the charm is used and the illusion breaks, revealing the giant spider. In some endings she flees and vows never to return. In others, the man dies of heartbreak or becomes a spider himself. 3. The Lover's Trap. Sometimes, the story involves a brothel or tea house run by the Joragumo. Men come and go but never leave. The woman owner uses flirtation and charm to drain her guests of life and wealth before wrapping them in silk. In this variation, the Joragumo is not only predatory but greedy, combining economic and sexual manipulation into one deadly web. Symbolism and cultural meaning. The Joragumo legend serves as more than just a ghost story. It is loaded with symbolic meaning, especially in Edo period Japan where public morality, gender roles, and sexual fear were all tightly regulated by social expectations. 1. Femme fatale archetype. Joragumo is Japan's version of the femme fatale, a beautiful woman whose charm leads to doom. In patriarchal societies, the idea of a woman using beauty and sexuality to control or destroy a man is both alluring and terrifying. This reflects societal fears of female autonomy and the dangers of unrestrained desire. 2. Sexual morality and cautionary tale. The Joragumo is often read as a moral lesson. Do not be lured by surface beauty or lustful temptation. Many yokai stories are meant to deter reckless behavior, whether it's wandering off the beaten path, drinking too much, or seeking pleasure in strange places. For men, the tale warns, not everything that looks pleasurable is safe. For women, it echoes a subtler message. Power and seduction can be both feared and revered, depending on who holds it. 3. The Power of Transformation. The ability of Joragumo to shift from human to spider form reflects a larger theme in Japanese folklore. Transformation henge. Many yokai, including foxes, kitsune, and raccoon dogs, tanuki, are known for changing shape to deceive or test humans. But unlike those trickster spirits, Joragumo's change is not playful, it is lethal. Her transformation is symbolic of hidden truths. Beneath beauty may lie horror, and beneath the ordinary world lurk hidden dangers. Joragumo in modern culture. Even in the 21st century, Joragumo continues to crawl through Japanese pop culture and horror media. She appears in anime, manga, movies, and video games, often with a modern twist. Inuyasha features a seductive spider demon inspired by her legend. In the game Nioh, a boss character named Joragumo appears as a beautiful woman who transforms mid-battle into a horrifying spider. In Nurarahyon no Mago, a character based on Joragumo is depicted as a yokai fighting alongside other monsters. Her presence in modern media reflects both the enduring fear of seduction and the growing fascination with morally ambiguous female figures. Interestingly, modern retellings sometimes reframe Joragumo as a tragic figure, cursed to live alone, feeding on humans to survive. This adds complexity to her myth, making her less a villain and more a creature shaped by fate and hunger. Real-life inspiration, the Joro spider. The actual Joro spider, Nephala clavata, still lives across East Asia. While it is large and intimidating looking, especially to arachnophobes, it is harmless to humans. Its web can stretch over a meter across and is incredibly strong, inspiring not just legends but scientific interest. The Joro spider made headlines in recent years after establishing populations in the southeastern United States, including Georgia and the Carolinas. Though eerie-looking, they are non-aggressive and may even help control pests. Despite this, the connection between this real-life creature and the mythical Joragumo ensures that it carries a certain shiver-inducing mystique. Caught in the web. Joragumo is more than just a monster. She is a reflection of deep-seated human fears. The terror of being deceived, the danger of uncontrolled desire, and the horror of discovering that the world is not as safe as it appears. Her beauty is a trap, her voice a lure, her web a prison. But she also symbolizes power, the power of transformation, illusion, and autonomy. Whether seen as a demonic predator or a misunderstood figure shaped by necessity, Joragumo remains one of the most compelling figures in Japanese folklore. The Whispering Ember, Firefly Vampire of the Night. In the shadowy corners of ancient folklore, there exists a creature so subtle, so deceptively delicate, that its true horror is masked by a flicker of light. Legends speak of the Whispering Ember, a vampiric being that disguises itself as a harmless firefly. But behind this charming facade lies a nightmare capable of slipping through the smallest cracks in the dead of night, only to feast on the blood of the unsuspecting. This is no ordinary bloodsucker. It is a shapeshifter, a hunter, and a cunning predator that transforms into a monstrous humanoid when captured or threatened. In this exploration we'll unveil the origin, powers, symbolism, and terrifying nature of this mythic creature. Origins of the Whispering Ember. The origins of the Whispering Ember are rooted in Eastern European and Southeast Asian folklore, often passed down through obscure oral traditions. While different cultures name it differently, Lumia Vai in Romania, Sinyap Kulam in the Philippines, and Bliskowica Krui in Poland, the underlying creature remains the same: a small glowing insect that preys on blood and morphs into a nightmare. According to one of the oldest Carpathian legends, the creature was born from the soul of a cursed priest who was denied burial rites and left to rot in a bog. His spirit, full of anger and unfulfilled desires, latched onto the body of a firefly, a symbol of fleeting light and fragile beauty. Over centuries, the curse evolved, giving the being both its vampiric thirst and its ability to change forms. In Southeast Asia, the firefly is associated with ancestral spirits and ghosts. Folklore from rural Philippine villages tells of a glowing insect that hums like a lullaby and enters homes through keyholes, drains, or cracks in the walls. When captured, it loses its disguise and assumes its true form: a bloated, fanged vampire with blazing amber eyes and skin like molten bark. 2. Appearance and behavior. Firefly form. In its passive state, the Whispering Ember resembles an ordinary firefly, tiny, glowing yellow or orange, emitting a soft flicker that pulses rhythmically. However, closer observation reveals disturbing abnormalities. It never blinks. It hovers longer than any real firefly. It produces no sound when flying. Its light glows even when its wings are still. This form allows it to blend in with summer nights, especially in rural areas where artificial lights are sparse. The creature uses this time to scout for victims, preferably children, elderly, or the sick, whose immune systems are too weak to resist its feeding. B. Feeding habits. Once it identifies its target, the creature waits until the household is asleep. Then it slips in through the tiniest opening: air vents, floorboards, even the threads and torn mosquito nets. Perching silently on the body, it punctures the skin with a needle-like appendage and draws blood with minimal pain. Victims may only feel a faint tingling or warmth before drifting into deeper sleep. Feeding lasts only a few minutes, and the firefly may return night after night to feed incrementally, leaving the victim pale, weak, and increasingly lethargic. Many traditional folk healers interpreted this as a spirit illness or soul thinning. C. Transformation into a vampire. The true horror emerges when someone attempts to trap or kill the creature. If captured in a glass jar, enclosed box, or any magical containment, the Whispering Ember undergoes a horrifying metamorphosis. In seconds, the light sputters out and the firefly expands grotesquely, cracking the container. Wings tear apart, legs elongate, and its glowing body mutates into a humanoid mass, standing 7 feet tall, cloaked in shadow, with skin that appears charred and smoldering like embers in a dying fire. Its features include elongated fingers tipped with claws, hairless, elongated face with hollow, glowing eyes, a mouth full of obsidian-like fangs, a putrid stench of scorched wood and old blood. Once transformed, the creature becomes extremely aggressive. It hunts without mercy, either destroying its captor or feeding in a frenzy, draining entire bodies within minutes. 3. Abilities and supernatural powers. 1. Shapeshifting. The Whispering Ember's defining trait is its ability to transition between forms. Its default state is the firefly, but stress, magical interference, or physical entrapment can trigger the transformation. 2. Intangibility. In firefly form, the creature can phase through non-magical materials like wood, cloth, and even glass. Only salt barriers, iron filings, or consecrated charms can stop it. 3. Hypnotic glow. The flickering light it emits has a hypnotic property. Those who stare at it too long experience drowsiness, minor memory loss, or trance-like obedience, explaining why many victims never wake up during feeding. 4. Enhanced healing. In its monstrous state, the vampire can heal rapidly, making it nearly impossible to kill with conventional weapons. Fire and sunlight are its primary weaknesses. 5. Whispered lullaby. Legends say it hums a faint lullaby when near sleeping victims. The tune is never the same but always seems familiar, evoking personal memories or long-lost dreams. Some believe this psychic manipulation is how it calms and sedates its prey. 4. Symbolism and psychological fear. The Whispering Ember combines two ancient fears: deception and violation. Fireflies symbolize beauty, hope, and brief moments of magic. But this creature turns that symbolism inside out. It is beauty as camouflage, light as bait, and trust as a trap. The idea of something so small bypassing all defenses to harm you evokes primal anxieties. It speaks to the helplessness of sleep, the fragility of the human body, and the horror of unseen threats. This is why the legend endures, because it reflects both real and spiritual fears. In psychological terms, the Whispering Ember can be seen as a metaphor for addiction, slow drain of life; trauma, unseen wounds; predation disguised as beauty, narcissists, abusers, manipulators; invasive disease, something subtle that becomes monstrous if provoked. V. Defenses and folkloric remedies. Communities plagued by this creature developed various protective measures passed down through generations. 1. Iron and ash circles. Drawing a ring of iron dust or fireplace ash around sleeping spaces was believed to repel or confuse the creature. Its fiery origin seems to clash with cold remnants of burned earth. 2. Mirrors facing outward. Placing mirrors under beds or against windows supposedly confuses the firefly by forcing it to see its own monstrous form, a reminder of its curse. 3. Bloodless offerings. In certain traditions, villagers would leave out bowls of milk or raw meat at doorsteps as a sacrificial offering. The creature, smelling fresh blood, would feed on the decoy instead. 4. The Ember Bell. Some cultures crafted special bells using bronze and sacred runes. These bells, when rung at dusk, produced a frequency that caused the firefly to falter or become sluggish, allowing families to escape or prepare. 6. Modern sightings and evolution of the legend. Though dismissed by science, modern sightings of fireflies behaving strangely, lingering too long on skin, flying in unnatural patterns, or glowing red instead of yellow, have revived interest in the myth. In one 1987 case in rural Romania, villagers reported children growing inexplicably pale and tired. A local priest blamed a light demon. After catching a firefly in a silver cage, the family claimed the creature transformed and broke free, burning half the house in the process. No forensic evidence survived. In the digital age, creepypastas and urban legends online have adopted the Whispering Ember under various names like Glowthirst, the Lantern Leech, and Sleeperfly. These accounts have given the creature new relevance as a symbol of hidden dangers in plain sight. The Whispering Ember is more than just a myth, it is a chilling exploration of our vulnerability, our fear of deception, and the darkness that can hide behind even the smallest flicker of light. In a world where threats increasingly wear the mask of beauty and comfort, this ancient tale serves as a warning. Not everything that glows brings warmth. Some lights are the last thing you'll ever see.